Now, having an issue with the fire department downtown East Side in the Jeffrey Epstein division made me remind me of this. Oh, it sure did. So that's why I've got this big video I made for you, fire people. So next time you want to scream at a 64-year-old woman who's mentally suffering from PTSD and a shit show that you keep us all down from, wanting you cringe, depraved Canadians not to take out handicapped kids and depressed kids with your medical assistance and dying, you should think. Because 4 of you dumb fucktards screaming at one person, hey, I'm just one person. I'm mad at the medical people. I got a right to. I qualify for the fucking MAID program. You fuckers don't feel like you qualify for the MAID program? Shut the fuck up. It's a form of torture. So anyway, remind me of this. And this is really fascinating. So these are what fire people do when they work for the government. Okay? And not for you. I mean, this is traumatizing. I watched this live. I remember watching this live.
Bobby and Marla, it was amazing what happened out here. LA City Fire Department, I got to give it to them right off the bat. The men and women from this fire department, some of the most amazing. Vehicle into a structure, then that car catches fire. And when we say into a structure, I mean all the way in, almost coming out the other side. This house out here on Walgrove, right at the cross of Brookhaven, at Preston, you can see that T intersection. The best we can figure, that vehicle was on this street and made its way across, not stopping ever, through those hedges, through the front door, or through that front wall of this home, and lodged itself almost in the back. Then it caught fire. LA City Fire Department arriving here very quickly. They had this home with fire and knowing there is a vehicle inside there. Firefighters making an attack on that fire. Other firefighters trying to get into that building to get that driver out of that car. While all this was going on, they couldn't get to that car. They actually had to call in heavy rescue. That's what you see right there. They hooked up cables to that car, pulled it out. It's actually in that driveway. And then the driver, well, LA City Fire Department, their paramedics pulled that driver from that vehicle. We have tape of that, and then basically had him on a gurney. We weren't sure what the situation.
The fuckers put a live Anheesh in a body bag. That's what they're capable of. Number 63. Okay, there's also, all these numbers have been decoded because there are YouTubers that decode the numbers. So everything was coded with gematria. Ancient Jewish gematria. Coded. Because it was a sacrifice. So yeah, that is a fireman. That is a hero. Okay? A fucking hero putting a live person. Oh, and by the way, we didn't see burn marks on her. We didn't, okay? I saw this live. Putting her in the body bag. Then they stuffed her back in. Fucking sickos, okay? So now that we know what fire rescuers are capable of, and they're not heroes, okay? They're just government workers doing a job, and they chose to be firemen like they can chose to be something else. That's it. Not heroes. Fucking zeros. Now, what happened to Anne afterwards? Let's take a look. So, this is the Jeffrey Epstein fire station. These fucktards here fight to take out kids in Canada. Why? Because they're depraved. Is it right out here after?
Yeah, it's right out here. Oh, nice out here. Yeah, like the dog. How do you go now? Straight. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
So yeah, I have renamed this division right here the Jeffrey Epstein fire station, okay? When you get 4 of your fucktards fighting, first of all, number one, I've never heard you guys ever defend any of the victims downtown east side that aren't on hard drugs. Never. You fuckers got people burnt to death with your pathetic, you know, warming fires. Your pathetic fucking warming fires. You got people burnt to death. You're not fucking heroes. You know, I thought you guys were 100% cowards, and that's why you guys do nothing when the druggies abuse us in the neighborhood. And you know they do. You know, and you guys whine and complain that you have PTSD, but you get to go home after you're finished your shift. We don't. We don't have even police protection. You fuckers do. Not us. Not us. So, now I know you're only 99% cowards. You can stand up against a 130-pound, 64-year-old woman. Yeah. And yell at her, too. So that's why I've renamed you the Jeffrey Epstein, you know, #2, like poop, fire station. You fucking got people killed. You fucking depraved, came on our TVs and said the poor people need warming fires. You let people die that were on hard drugs with your warming fires. You sacrificed our fucking lungs of us people that aren't even retarded on drugs. Yeah, you sacrificed our lungs. So that's why I call you guys the Jeffrey Epstein firefighters. You voted to kill your clients that you saved. And do you know, they're killing people like crazy, and now kids, well, you spend billions of dollars. I've renamed you guys the Jeffrey Epstein station. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel. So yeah, yelled at me. You fuckers yelled at me. I never did anything retarded like you fuckers. Never ever did anything fucking retarded. I didn't get anybody burnt up like you fuckers. But then I remembered, who are these fire people really? They're government fucking workers. You know, I would have voted for conservatives if the Vancouver police fuckers wouldn't have told me that you're going to be killing people no matter what, and the maid's never going away, and led me to believe that there was no one you could vote for. But you know, if you could vote for the conservatives, they weren't going to kill the kids. There's only one religion that allows you to kill kids, and that's the ball religion. Jeffrey Epstein's religion. Comes in all sorts of names. Satanism, devil worshipping, ball worshipping, Moloch worshipping. So then I remembered what the fireman did to Anne. Yeesh! And I have that on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to put on here. Yeah. The fireman worked for the Satanists, obviously, in LA. Because we all clearly saw live the fireman stuffing Anne back in a body bag when she clearly wasn't burnt or dead. So, with the Jeffrey Epstein files released, we discovered somehow Ellen, the big fat cannibal, fucking cringe cannibal, ate Anne.
Epstein and his Hollywood elite circle have been exposed as cannibals. Not rumours, not whispers. Hard evidence from the files. Babies in fridges. Jerky as code. Rituals that will make your blood run cold. An entire grotesque subculture of trafficking, consumption, and depravity on an industrial scale that has been blown wide open. And at the rotten heart of it for years, according to Epstein Files investigators, Ellen DeGeneres, the daytime TV queen who smiled into America's living rooms while allegedly orchestrating horrors in the shadows. They called it conspiracy, they called it rumour, But nightmares like this don't disappear. They get buried. And what's buried long enough starts to rot. Buckle up. We're going deep. And we're not pulling any punches. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Back in 2016, I was the first person to dig deep into the leaked Podesta emails. And what they uncovered was explosive. Those emails were packed with code words, terms straight out of an FBI paedophile handbook. Words like pizza and pasta that pointed to something far darker than dinner plans. So is it any surprise that Jeffrey Epstein's own emails from around the same time period were loaded with exactly the same suspicious terms? Pizza, pasta, again and again. Take a look at these emails sent to Epstein by Kanya Shuliak. But if anything, Epstein's emails contain a whole new level of code word horror. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has seen the unredacted files, describing 11-year-olds and permission to kill. She confirmed the use of code words in Epstein's emails, including jerky.
I looked directly at the emails that have been widely circulated pertaining to the age 11, and I have it written down on my notes, the permission to kill email, the Snow White, the littlest girl was naughty, etc., and some of them pertaining to, jerky, whatever that is. Yeah.
And so, and so just quick follow. What is jerky? Like, what is that exactly?
I think that's the question. I don't know if it's like, and again, like going into specifically just based on what this is. I don't know.
It's a code
the
word.
Context is
it has to be a code word. Nobody talks about jerky like this.
Weird. Yeah, it's a code word and it's weird.
We've been warning the world for over a decade now. Depraved members of the elite are cannibals, utterly obsessed with consuming child meat. We've been dismissed as tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists, even though everybody in Hollywood knows the truth. The evidence is undeniable, hiding right there in plain sight. We weren't wrong, we were early. Now, thanks to the Epstein files, the world is finally catching up.
Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. That's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak.
We've been sounding the alarm about this restaurant for years, warning everybody who would listen that something truly horrific is going on behind closed doors. And what happened? The usual suspects stepped in. Snopes, all the big fact checkers, they rushed to debunk our reporting. They flat out declared that the elite do not consume human flesh, and that no such restaurant even exists. How inconvenient for them that is listed right there in the Epstein files. For the record, Confirmed restaurant guests include Chelsea and Hillary Clinton, Meryl Streep, Don Lemon, and Justin Trudeau's new partner, Katy Perry. And that was just the week we had an inside source providing details. Mexican model Gabriela Rico Jimenez wasn't crazy. She wasn't making it up. Back in 2009, this 21-year-old broke down in hysterics right outside a luxury hotel, screaming the unthinkable. She had just witnessed VIPs consuming human flesh.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos!
The depravity of the elite truly knows no bounds. What we've seen exposed with Jeffrey Epstein and his inner circle, the trafficking, the abuse, the sheer evil, feels almost tame when you start peeling back the layers of what goes on in Hollywood. According to insiders, Ellen DeGeneres introduced Jeffrey Epstein and his island crew to the pleasures of human flesh. And in Los Angeles, Ellen is responsible for force-feeding hundreds if not thousands of unsuspecting friends, as well as members of the public, with human meat. We've got the details after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is AffordableRxStore.com. The price of medicine in America has .com. Their FDA approved. Chrissy Teigen, a friend of Ellen DeGeneres who's been a frequent guest at Diddy and Obama parties for decades, has made it clear that she's open to eating human flesh. Here she is pleading her case for cannibalism.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
you wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Teigen didn't walk it back. She doubled down. She said that she's bored with normal food and it's time for humanity to become more open-minded about the ingredients used in fine dining restaurants.
Would you really eat human? I mean, what body part would you eat? Haven't you been to that bodies exhibit down on right? Have you been there?
I've been there.
I feel like we've eaten everything. Like everything has been eaten in fine dining. What's one thing that hasn't been served?
These attitudes run rampant in Hollywood, according to multiple insiders, who've come forward with horrifying revelations. They claim that babies are kept whole in refrigerators, stored cold and intact, just like an ordinary suburban family might keep whole chickens ready for the table.
When I knew Ellen, she was already a household name. She had a full staff, including a personal chef trained in Paris, the kind who turned lentils into sculpture. But when it came to certain meals, she didn't let him touch a thing. There was a separate kitchen on her property, stainless steel, private entrance, no security cameras inside. The chef handled the sauces, the garnishes, the staging, but she insisted on doing the hard part herself. Said it grounded her, said it made the energy right. She wore a chef's hat like it was a crown. She believed consumption was transformation, that youth could be taken in, that vitality could be absorbed. She talked about ancient rites, about elites throughout history who understood what the masses didn't. It wasn't framed as cruelty, it was framed as tradition. The dumplings were her signature, folded carefully, almost lovingly, served at private dinners first. Studio heads, rising stars, political donors. She would watch as they ate, not hungrily, not nervously, but with that sociopathic calm, studying their faces. They complimented the seasoning, the texture. She would smile. And she wasn't an anomaly. That was the part that still keeps me up. There were whispers, other estates, other gatherings, special occasions, contracts signed over candlelight, refrigeration units in basements stocked with whole babies marinating in special sauces, jokes about saving something rare for a premiere or an award win. You heard enough, and you stopped reacting. It wasn't about appetite. It was about power, and crossing a boundary so absolute that everyone at the table became complicit. Once you shared that secret, whatever you believed you'd consumed, you were bound to the group. No one betrays a circle that can destroy them. She even brought the dumplings to a few tapings of her show. Homemade, she said with that psychopathic grin. Audience members lined up for samples. Crew grabbed them between segments. I remember holding one, feeling the warmth in my palm, and realizing the real performance wasn't happening on camera. it was happening in plain sight. She didn't have friends, not real ones, just people she elevated, humiliated, tested. Feeding them was part of the game, a private torment disguised as generosity. This was all in the past. Houses get sold, staff get rotated out. Ellen was destroyed because everyone hated her. But the industry doesn't cleanse itself, it just rebrands.
When people hear whispers about elites crossing forbidden lines, they focus on the shock. But biology doesn't care about status. Kuru is real, a neurological disease linked to ritual cannibalism. Tremors, cognitive collapse, a slow visible decline that no PR team can spin. So for those at the top engaging in cannibalism, the fallout won't stay hidden forever. Symptoms don't sign NDAs. And when powerful figures suddenly retreat from public life, citing health issues, private recovery, or stepping back from the spotlight, it raises serious questions. Some taboos don't just cost you morally, they cost you physically.
This is one of the most disturbing videos found in the Epstein files. In the video, Epstein is filming himself very closely. You can see swelling in his mouth and strange, uncontrolled lip movements. At first, the video does not seem shocking. So why did it have such a big impact online? Some internet users connected it to a very rare and deadly disease linked to certain practices that cannot be named directly here. This disease is called Kuru, a brain disorder first discovered in the 20th century among people in Papua New Guinea. Kuru is not caused by a virus or bacteria. It is caused by prion, which are damaged proteins that slowly destroy the brain. It works in a similar way to mad cow disease. What looks strange in the video is not the mouth swelling, because Kuru does not cause visible swelling. The strange part is the uncontrolled mouth movements. In brain diseases, early signs can include loss of muscle control and speech problems.
Here's the real danger. If we're not careful, the Epstein files are going to become the Building 7 of our generation. Smoking gun evidence, buried by the government and the mainstream media, both determined to gaslight the public once again. This is why the elite are desperate to censor the masses and ban free speech. One of the global elite's most powerful weapons, a weapon few people realise is a weapon, is the VPN on your laptop or your phone right now. Industry leader Proton is funded and controlled by the World Economic Forum, and Israel has bought up the rest of the most popular VPNs in the world, including ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, and private internet access. The truth movement, our movement, is at a critical crossroads right now. We're facing its gravest test yet as we speak. That's why we're revealing the first trustless VPN, VP.net, built so that even if it wanted to spy on you, it couldn't. Even if the feds came knocking, they'll walk away empty-handed. It's built inside a secure enclave, uses military...
So not only can the Jeffrey Epstein division of firefighters, scream at 64-year-old women in defense of taking out children. Okay? Now, it's well over 1,000 days since I know that I qualify for the medical assistance in dying. And that's actually a form of torture because we're not animals. We're not fucking animals. I found out because you fuckers killed Mary Louise and she wasn't dying. Not only did you force us to smell urine fumes, poop fumes, and fentanyl fumes, you kept us in danger, constant danger of fires and no fresh air. Because your retardedness of coming on TV going, they're poor people, they need warming fires. Well, that was a fucking lie. Really? Well, you know what they were? They're druggies. They need to go indoor and put down their fucking pipes. You helped kill other people's kids with your fires. Your ridiculous fire policies. Then they come on TV and whine about how horrible it is. I literally seen a tent. Well, I didn't see it explode, but I heard it explode. And it was raining that day. There was on Hastings Street, 40 East Hastings Street, across the street, huge amount of ambulances, fire trucks, and that never made the news. And police. I believe several people were exploded to death in that. Didn't make the news. Now, covered that one up. This one here had a lot of videos. Oh, and it was raining so bad. I do have a little video of that on my YouTube channel somewhere. Of the across the street explosion. I do. So, anyway, you got a lot of businesses burnt down. You got people killed. Were you trained by your, let me guess, employers, the government, to say that poor people need warming fires and lie that they weren't just druggies and what they really needed to do was put down their fucking pipes, put down, well, they can do their needles inside, put down their fucking pipes and go inside? That was a psyop. Now, billions of dollars have been spent on the druggies, making everybody miserable. They took down our London drugs, you know, we don't have that store anymore. Our dollar store that was in this neighborhood, they took that down. They took down our banking hours. We don't have banking hours, 24 access. No, only during banking hours. So they stole a lot off of us. My teeth rotted for vomiting from the stinks down here, so I have to get false teeth. Very hard to talk. They robbed me at least $3,000 worth of shit coming in and out of my building for my YouTube channel. My gold necklace around my neck. Their dog tried to kill my dog. And not to mention that I've witnessed so many murders, so many stabbings. And now I qualify for your depraved Canadian kill program you like to call medical assistance in dying, which really is a big Nazi murder program. That's what it is. It's a Nazi murder program. Now you fuckers are going after the kids because you're fucking depraved. I mean, we already know that our leaders hung out with people that ate children. Stop protecting Cardi, okay? He hung out with the pedo prince and Maxwell. And he knew they were already outed for who they are. So, Trudeau's in the Epstein file. Trudeau's a freak. During the COVID, when you're trying to save people's lives, pretending to save people's lives, I listened to the whole Parliament building, you know, talking about killing kids during a lockdown. I couldn't believe what I heard. It was absolutely horrific. But you, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Fire Division, you fuckers will fight to kill kids because you're pathetics. You really are. So, when you fight a 64-year-old woman who fucking lives in the shittiest neighborhood, got PTSD, which you guys whined about, and so has the Vancouver police, you know, and you guys get to leave the neighborhood. You get renamed. You're not heroes because you're fire people. You're just a division of fucktard government workers. Little Nazis. Clean up the neighborhood. Stop lying for your bosses. It's cowardly.
Flames. I was quite shocked, even just the chaos and hearing about the damage to a building.
Vancouver's fire chief issued an order in July to clear the streets on the downtown east side of an increasing number of tents. 8 months later, the tents have been reduced, but she says the fires are up 20% in the first 2 months of this year.
It's risky behavior. A lot of people I'm going to suggest.
It was you fucking retards coming on our TV and saying, these are poor people and they need warming fires. Shut the fuck up, okay? I lost respect. I can now see the evil in you. You guys are just like the poverty pimps. You fucking spent billions of dollars saving druggies, and now you piece of shit Canadians are killing seniors and you're going after the kids, killing people with mental health. Your fucking kill program is fucking out of control. So fuck off, Karen Fry. I lost respect for you. I had respect for you. But I had fight 4 of your fucktards fighting a 64-year-old screaming. I'm always scream, okay? I got a loud voice. I live in a shit show. I got PTSD. What was their excuse? They got PTSD, but they get to go home afterwards. So I lost respect for you.